You're listening to the Table Talk with your host, Anthony Irvin, aka Spoken Light. Tune in every other Thursday starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with me and a new special guest live on Facebook and Twitch. Let's start the show. How you doing? My name is Anthony Irvin. Welcome to another episode of Table Talk. Happy New Year, everybody. It's the first episode. I'm very excited to get some Table Talk in tonight. I've been looking forward to it. We've had a little bit of time off for the holiday season. Hope everybody had fun. If you haven't noticed and you're looking, I've made some new Table Talk shirts, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit, how you guys can pick up your own Table Talk t-shirt. After the show tonight, if you guys were checking out my Facebook page earlier today and yesterday, I recently started and I'm going to be launching a Patreon page for Table Talk. And after the episode, it's going to be launching. You guys are going to have a chance to be able to get some exclusive content. You guys can go to the link after the show. And there's a lot of great opportunities for you guys to get some behind the scenes action and some access to a private Patreon community. It's a lot of great stuff. And I'm going to be giving out these shirts to the first 10 Patreon subscribers. So if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, you will be able to get one of these t-shirts. So thank you to Burns Crafts for supplying them. Shout out to Burns Crafts. Make sure you guys check her out on Facebook. So without further ado, let's get to our special guest tonight. We have a very, very special guest in around the local area. You may know him or may not. If not, you will be able to know him after tonight. He is very successful with a Facebook group that started and just started blossoming overnight. So we're going to get to talking about that and some other things. So without further ado, let's bring in John Taylor Jr., everybody. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy?
Yo, what's up? How you guys doing?
How you doing? Thank you for coming on tonight, man.
No problem. It's my pleasure. I've been I watched the last one and it was it was pretty cool. I liked a lot of the topics you guys were getting after and it seemed like good vibes. So I wanted to hop on.
Me and Brian walked a lot of good topics to talk about. If you guys want to check that out, you guys can always check on the official website. But yeah, man, how was your day? What's new with you?
Today actually, besides I work at a golf course, so I just went to work today, hung out. We almost
Nice.
Tara is actually trying to sell her car right now. So we went and met a possible, person that wanted to buy it, but they didn't show up. So we'll try next time.
Yeah, try next time. Try again. I know selling cars can usually be a pain, but hey, when it works out, it works out.
Yeah, definitely. That was how my day was.
That's awesome, man. So for those of you who are watching and may not know John, why don't you give a little background about yourself and your musical journey and how you've come to be, my friend.
So how I pretty much started playing music. I started playing music when I was 17, 18 years old. It was at the end of high school. And then I went to Williamson Trade School, and I joined the church band. It was really just like, me and a few other guys up there, and we played. It was, we played a lot of music, and it was a good learning experience for me. And it was great. From there, I graduated Williamson, and then I just started doing my own solo thing. I just started playing at open mics, and from open mics, I got gigs. Started playing, County, Bucks, Philadelphia, kind of all around that area. Some in Jersey. But I started from the open mics. Where I really started at was getting up there. I knew like 2 or 3 songs that I felt comfortable with, and then the next week it grew and grew and grew. to where I could play, 2 to 3 hours worth of music. Started feeling comfortable about myself, and then you know, started started to write, and then and yeah, this happened. I mean, fast forward like
Yeah, yeah, man. It's definitely
7 years, 7 years, playing and working. That's pretty much it.
it's cut off,
Um,
like especially with everybody. It's really hard to be able to be in that position with as a musician playing daily and weekly, and then all of a sudden it just gets knocked down to zero. It's been really hard with a lot of people, and especially you as
oh
being
yeah,
that kind of
I
person.
could imagine. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
friends
so
on Facebook before this, and I know you used to gig all the time, and yeah, I would probably gig,
right,
maybe once or twice a weekend at least, and it was because I during the week, and then I would just gig on the weekends and stuff like that, and from all that to nothing, Not the reason I do it
yeah, that was
is
pretty much
for
makes up.
interaction, so to hang out with people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely, interactions and, connecting with others, that's what it's all about, just like you. I mean, I work during the week and then, gigging on the weekends, if not playing like
Mhm.
2, 3 times a month sometimes, and then if not, sometimes more if I was readily available, and, it's just like anybody, we can be going through this, like for another couple hours. Just it's, we hope and pray that eventually this stuff starts coming to some type of normalcy so we can all get back to playing shows, and especially for the live audience, start playing for you guys again.
Yeah, yeah, that is the hope, and I know in the beginning, we still want to have a live event. That was one of the things that we always wanted to do out of
Uh-huh.
quarantine. That's why we started raising money for apparel. Was for this live, like, 1 or 2 day festival slash concert type of event that we wanted to hold.
Right.
Once we got through this pandemic, and that still holds true today. But yeah, those things are so precious until they're gone.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So how about we get into that? You know, we went into this pandemic, and speaking of how musicians were at a standstill of like what do we do, and knowing that you were so big on open mics, this thing, the Delco quarantine open mic, took a blossom, and it sparked, like, and it was almost like overnight it just sparked into like a big flame of it went viral in a way. So how about you give us a little background to how the Delco quarantine started and where it is today?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it happened. It happened on something that I almost didn't believe in, which is funny because my buddy Zach Cabanati, shout out to Zach, he's the one
Hmm.
that inspired the idea. Um, I will send you the actual picture. I took a picture of it, but we were having we were just talking on Facebook, and I was just I put a post up about how the shutdowns were happening, and I had like 3 gigs that weekend. It was gonna be a home run, and
Uh-huh.
everything got canceled. Why don't you make something virtual, like a virtual open mic? And I was like, I can barely handle 6 people. How can I handle like 6,000 people? Like and then and then me and Tara started talking about it, and the wheels started turning a little bit more, and I was like, all right, let's do it. She was the front runner in pushing that train. I'll definitely say
Uh-huh.
that. And then the first thing that I internally started doing was I got to figure out a name. We got to figure out a name. So I almost didn't
Right,
make it
right.
local at first. I almost made it more of a broad thing. And then I was like, you know what? I want it to be more personable because I wanted to know a lot of the people that are on the page. At that point in time, I did not think that this thing was going to be, our demographic was going to be all over the world. Like, you
Exactly.
know,
You
it,
thought, okay, like one or two people just get on, and you're
yeah,
like, okay, cool, just jam out.
I literally thought it was going to be my friends that go to my open mics. It was just going to be our
Exactly.
little
Yeah.
community that we just, get together, hang out, and it was just going to be a good vibe kind of thing. And
Right.
it
Right.
became a big, giant good vibe. So pretty cool.
Yeah, man. It's I remember like we were talking yesterday. Uh, I remember getting a notification about this Delco quarantine open mic, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I get this. You can still kind of do an open mic, but just kind of a virtual open mic type of thing. And I'm like, all right, I'll check it out because I was doing my own. I was starting to do my own live streams and
Mm-hmm.
toggle with OBS and stuff, and trying to find my way of like, okay, I still want to try to play, but how can I play online? Because the when you're going just through your phone, there's only so much you can do. And then I saw the Delco quarantine open mic, and I just saw a lot of these people, playing live, and then you guys were, putting up the sign up sheets, and I guess in the next like 3 days there was like a couple thousand people in there, and it just started like blossoming,
Yeah.
and you guys, it would you would put up the sign sheet at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and if you
Yeah.
weren't there, if if you weren't on there in 10 minutes, you weren't getting in for that day, for at least for the
Yeah.
next day or two. It was crazy.
Oh man, there's a whole story behind that too, Anthony. Like when we first started doing the lists, right? When it was like the clock was on 1 o'clock, and we would
Yeah,
literally have 60 to 70, even over to 100 messages within 30 seconds. It was to a
right.
point we were up in Tara's office, and it's got, her computer.
Uh huh.
We had like three or four monitors going. Like we
Oh,
had like,
jeez.
and just to try to navigate everything, because we just, at that point in the quarantine, it was actually a lot of fun. It was pretty crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
it was nuts, but it was it was definitely cool. It
yeah,
was
man. I
when I
mean, you
wasn't at
guys were able
work.
to handle it pretty well, though. I'm sure in the
Oh yeah, and
behind the
that's a
scenes.
tribute to Tara. She is so good at organizing. I mean, I can't take that. I can't
Well,
take that
shout out to
that
Tara
credit.
because
Yeah,
if she was
she crushed it.
yeah, man. Big shout out to Tara for all that she's been doing and has been doing.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's been a, like you said, it was a great vibe, and it's almost like you talk about like old days with it, because I mean it's kind of calmed down a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
you guys are starting to bring back a little bit of the structured open mics on Wednesday nights now too, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. We're trying to bring it back a little bit. We got some events that are coming up that you know, we've been talking about, and
Uh-huh.
so we really have nothing set in stone yet. We might do another music competition. We did one of them a few months ago.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we might do something like that again. I'm not sure. We are doing. Sorry, Tower's yelling at me from across the room. We are doing. We are doing Wednesdays. It's casual Wednesday open mic. And it starts in the evening with Zach kicking it off. He's the host. It's
Hmm.
awesome. It started last week and it was a huge hit, and then this week we had it was packed. So I'm gonna probably hop on there. I got a few more weeks till the baby comes, so
Yeah,
a
man.
few more weeks until I can fully go, and then we have a beautiful baby in our hands. So yeah, now
Absolutely.
our,
Yeah.
our open mics are going. Yeah, we're trying to revamp it.
Yeah, it's good, man. I haven't got a chance to look at it yet since it started. I think I hopped on one or two. I think I was watching Frank a little last night, and one or two other people just to kind of hop in and see how the thing was going. And it felt just like old times. It was cool, and I'll definitely have to try to hop in there on a Wednesday night when I'm you know, not either putting little guy to sleep or doing a mock run for these guys for the table talk. But yeah, I'll definitely try to hop on and do a set or two, because now that you never kind of get used to being a dad, I feel, but like now I'm like 5 months in, I feel I got a structure a little bit down. So I feel
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah,
I
you
feel
got
I
your
can,
you got your system down. Right?
exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's funny because once you feel you got a system down, he changes. He's like, no,
Yep, yeah.
because
That's
he was sleeping in his crib for a couple weeks, and then like the
mhm.
last week he's just been like, you know what, I'm gonna stay up for another couple hours, and what and so I'm walking into work like a zombie the last 2 days, and so you know have fun with those nights. You'll see what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You guys will see what I'm saying in a couple months. So
Yeah, Tara's sister has twins, like 1-year-old twins and like a 4-year-old.
okay.
So we have a lot of practice. Um, but yeah, we're cherishing these moments. We're not
Yes.
trying to rush through the pregnancy. We're trying to cherish every moment of it. So
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
take it all in because, especially the last couple weeks, like we were me and my wife were just like sitting in our den just watching TV, relaxing, and we're like, we're not gonna be able to have Friday nights like this ever again, right? And so we were just soaking all
it's
those Friday. Yeah,
over.
we were just soaking in those Friday and Saturday nights, just not having to worry. Not that we don't cherish the Friday and Saturday nights we have now, but it's like you're like when you just are able to sit down and just kind of veg for a little bit, and then now it's like, okay, you're vegging when he's sleeping. So
Yeah, yeah. Your schedule runs around the little one.
absolutely. But yeah, congratulations again to you and Tara. I hope the rest of the next couple weeks go good for you guys, and have a safe pregnancy for you guys, and or safe delivery. And
Yeah, yeah.
uh, so how about we get to the first song here tonight, John? Why don't you start us off with a song?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
So while John's getting ready, I just want to further welcome everybody. If you guys are just tuning in, you guys are tuning in to Table Talk. I'm your host, Anthony Irvin, and tonight we have my special guest here, John Taylor Jr. He is from the Delaware County area, just like myself. So we are two local dudes, chatting away tonight. Uh, Again, you guys, I'm going to be starting a Patreon page literally right after the show tonight. It's going to be launching. So if you guys are, fans of the show and have been watching the last couple months and would like to become a Patreon, there's some awesome exclusive content that's coming your way if you want to become a Patreon. So I will be posting the link after the show tonight, and I would love for you guys to check it out. And if you guys are interested, would love to see you guys on the Patreon page. So, John, what are you going to be playing for
Um, this is a song. So I was thinking today of like what we were, what we were going to talk about, maybe what I was going to play.
us?
And this is a song called "With You I'm Growing." Um, these are all songs that I wrote pretty much in 2020, 2019, so they're pretty fresh. And this one's about me and Tara's relationship. So this is
Sweet.
"With You I'm Growing."
All right, here we go.
Well, you're the one I don't wanna hold tight. You're the essence of my being, reason I can't sleep at night. You give me fuel to burn, light the torch to fight. What's behind the door? With you, I know it's alright. With you, I'm growing. With you, I'm growing. With you, I'm growing. Lord, with you, I'm growing. With you, I'm growing. With you, I'm growing. Stole my 26, never thought I'd be like this. Stole my out of 26, oh Lord, yes it is. Stole my out of 26, let's make it like this. Make it like With you I'm growing. With you I'm growing. Oh, with you I'm growing. With you I'm growing. With you I'm growing. Stole my hat at 26. Never thought I'd be alive this. Stole my hat at 26. All I knew was this. Stole my hat at 26. Let's make it like this. I'll make it like this. Make it like this. Make it like
Ooh, very nice. I like that one.
Thanks, man. I haven't sang in a while. That's the one thing that's been struggling from the quarantine is I've been playing a lot of guitar. You
Uh,
know, the one thing I would say I've gotten more into during this whole pandemic is like, you know, pedal effects and I have two tube
uh-huh.
amps and like just getting to know that equipment a little bit more. I really dove into that and trying to get a good live like recording now. Like I think I'm getting more into recording.
Yeah,
It's like a different side of my musicianship I've never really been able to get into because I've always
yeah, man.
played so much. So yeah, it's cool.
Right. Yeah, I've been doing this. I've been doing a little bit of the same thing. I have a little, you know, what like a little home studio down here, and I've been,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, trying to just get better at recordings because going to a studio is way overpriced. But
Yeah.
if you if
Yep.
you get a good producer, it's totally worth it. But it takes a little bit of time to know the techniques and
Mm-hmm.
get like you said, getting to know my gear a little bit better. And I've been trying to learn a little bit more music theory and
Mm-hmm.
it's uh, in a way it's kind of been good to kind of just do better at your craft and get to know your instrument that much better, and so then hopefully when we do get back out here we're that much better instead of just the same. You always want to when you have these downtimes, you don't want to waste them because you can easily get distracted from just being out of sync with a lot of things. But if you kind of stick to some type of priority and schedule, it you won't get lost in those type of moments. So I definitely agree with you on the fact that trying to take advantage of the times of getting to know your gear, getting to know you know more of the guitar, of playing styles, and I've always been like a rhythm player, so
Mm-hmm.
I've been
Yeah.
trying to spark up my solo stuff, you know
Yeah.
knowing a lot more scales and just trying to put it more into music instead of just learning scales, and just trying to get more musical with them. So
Yeah. Not just like sitting down with the guitar and noodling up and down, trying to like
yeah, right.
having tension when you play. Yeah. No, I
And just kind
absolutely
of
get that.
putting the little puzzle pieces together. It's really interesting, and when you kind of start dissecting theory of like how this matches up with that, and it's like I. It, when I was younger, I really wish I would have gotten more into theory, but the fact that when you start really picking it up, it's like everything you play is so you can transpose anything throughout the neck, and just knowing different chords throughout the neck. 'Cause my dad, he's also a guitar player who taught me, and he always told me, he's like, make sure to always, learn your chords in different areas around the neck. Now, me being a 16-year-old
Mm-hmm.
kid, you only just, I'm just going to keep on playing Metallica and all these other stuff. I don't need to learn all that stuff. So, but now I wish I would have, done a little bit of that, knowing, chord structures and knowing, a lot more chords throughout the neck. Cause,
Mm-hmm.
if you would have taken that time, your playing probably would have been sky high from what it is now. But it's more interesting, taking the time to learn it now.
Oh, definitely. I mean, going back to what you said about like, learning the same chord up and down the neck. You can play one chord, play a bunch of different spots, and it's really different. So it,
Yeah,
it just gives everything. It gives it more flavor. And it just gives you more of your vocabulary to put back there for you. So Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's theory. It's fun. I've actually never formally, I guess, been trained. I never really had lessons. I've had a few like lessons here and there, but not like a teacher I've stuck with. Like, you
Yeah.
know, most of it's probably on me. Like, especially right now because having a baby, you know. But I'm
Yeah.
once we get through everything, you know, I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna try to at least start taking lessons. I don't know. I've never done it. Tell you the truth. I've always just learned from ear and learned from listening and hearing and you know tabs and stuff like that. So
I took lessons from a jazz teacher, and I think it was down in Swarthmore Music, back when I was, I think
okay,
probably 10, 11, 12, and the guy was cool. So really, really cool guy, but I was into more rock music. So
yeah,
I come to my lesson one day with the Stained Break the Cycle CD, and
okay,
I come to him. I'm like, can you teach me how to play this one song? So he says, okay, well, I'll listen to it. I'll come back next week and I'll bring it to you and we'll work on it. So I think it was
hmm
Fade that I wanted him to you know look at, and so he comes back the next week, and I think he puts this like jazzy type of transition onto it. I'm like, this is not what I want to play, so
yeah,
so I
yeah,
and then
yeah,
I from there on, I just, like you said, I just started, reading tablature, learning stuff on my own, watching my dad, play, and teaching me certain things. And then then I got into my first bands, and that's where I really started, hitting those plateaus and skyrocketing my guitar skills. And it's one of those things. There's a lot of self-taught people, and there's a lot of people that have taught others. And so it's more, I've always told people, it's more of what keeps you inspired to keep on playing
yeah.
than trying to do it. A lot, I hear a lot of people like, what do I need to do to get better? Like, find things that inspire you to continue to learn, you know.
Yep. That's why I have so many pedals, man.
Exactly, exactly. And
uh,
I was never much of a pedal guy. I was always that person like, dude, like I can never be the guy with a pedal board. I just love going right into my amp. 10 years later, I'm looking down at my pedal board right now for live looping setup, and I'm totally different of what of what I was saying. And I, like you, I'm starting to get into the point where I'm like, oh, like that delay pedal looks really nice, or oh, that phaser pedal is like really looking really nice right now. I'm like, but no, 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 no. Because it's cool to just
yeah,
kind of check out the different textures and feels you get with different pedals, because it's like something new you get with every sound, and it's like sounds and colors and all that. So it's really cool kind of just experimenting.
yeah. It creates the moment. You
Right.
play something clean and play it with maybe a different combination of effects. It makes you play different. It makes you think different. You
Uh-huh.
know, different things come out when you every action has a reaction type of thing. So
Right, right.
now that's why I love it because it's like my pedal board. I like it's creation station for me because I used to before like a few years ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I used to be strictly like an acoustic guy. Like that's really all I was doing. Like probably like 3 or 4 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and then I started getting into more electric guitar. Um, and yeah, it's just a whole different world. You
Mhm.
gotta deal with sounds, amp. Like, is it too high? Or you feeding back? Like,
Uh-huh.
you can hear you, but can anyone else hear you? Then you're like, live sound is a whole different animal, and I'm sure you know that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
So
being in bands, I was, like I told you, I was always the rhythm guy, and playing electric guitar. And then then I got into just playing strictly acoustic. And it was cool
hmm
for the time being of just being the guy on stage with acoustic and a mic. And then it just got to like being like repetitive to me, and I'm like, I need something more to spark my interest, because going back to
yeah,
the fact that something to keep you inspired to keep on going, I needed something to I needed a change. And that's
yeah,
when I started taking out my electric guitars and playing them at my gigs, because
yeah.
oh, I started seeing a lot of people do that. I'm like, well, I have electric guitar. I mean,
hmm
there's no written rule of saying you can't do that. So
yeah,
and getting into the live looping stuff, it's been keeping
yeah.
my interest.
You know what really changed my life on that aspect was 2015. I went. I worked for a parking company, and we did like all the big festivals. We would do um, like NASCAR, all NASCAR events. So we would do like Bonnaroo. We'd go up to like
Uh-huh.
Electric Forest. We did like All Good. Um, which other ones? We did a bunch of other ones. I'm trying to think. And then we would do NASCAR. We go down to Florida and do get down to Florida. I forget which one that was called. Daytona, yeah, Daytona. We do Daytona, and then we go we go all over the place. So it was um that's like kind of where music changed for me. Is to like in 2015 I saw about 300 act summer, and it was just so much music and so much different music. Like it wasn't just like blues or
Right.
like all or like heavy rock or like bluegrass or but it was everything. It was electronic music. It was so I had a big range to like grasp from. And after that,
Uh-huh.
like I was hit with so many influences like in like 30 days. It was crazy. And then after that I started that's when I started playing different music, started getting into electric guitar a little bit more, and really fell in love with like jam band kind of stuff because I always used to be like a singer songwriter. Like I would
Uh-huh.
always like I love the Beatles growing up. I still do. I love like Jimi Hendrix is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I know you're a big Hendrix guy,
Big
and
Hendrix fan. First
and
two
then
you
like
my big two. Yep.
yeah, and but once I did like a festival run, like worked for Eminem, the company. They're a great company. I'm not giving them a shout out, but it was an awesome summer working for them.
Hmm.
Yeah, it changed my whole perspective on music and what I wanted to what direction I wanted to go kind of in life and music. It was great. I wish everyone could do like that. Like when you graduate high school or college, like go like travel for like at least like a small or big majority of time. It's nice, so
Yeah, yeah, it's cool to kind of, explore your options before you kind of sink yourself into something.
settle down. Yeah.
Right.
that
Yeah.
was my whole fear that was my whole fear growing up was like you know never being able to get out of Delaware County, and I got to like travel all over the states for like a summer. That was really cool. Then I came home, I was like, all right, I think I know what I want to do. It was definitely inspiring. So
Exactly. Yeah, man. Yeah, and that was my next, thing of getting into like, different influences. And I know, you just picked the top two of me, Beatles and Hendrix. Growing up,
nice.
my dad put Beatles and Hendrix in his car, and those were the two that really just got me into music. And then just spiraling into, a lot of different, either heavier stuff or different, styles of music. And as you kind of grow, you get into other different bands and that are either trying to break the cycle of the genre you're listening to, but then
Yeah.
putting a creative spin on it. So
Mhm.
it's cool to kind of see. I love more when bands have different albums that don't sound the same rather than
Yep.
hearing the same album every time, where a lot of fans might be like, well, you're changing every album. But as a musician, I feel that's awesome in a way, but as a fan might be like, well, just stick to your your one two punch, because that's what we like. But as a
Yeah.
musician, it's like you
Yeah.
can do that. You can easily do that, but it's like you eventually run out of fuel, and
Yep.
you could try to you can only go so far with a unwritten system. So you have to continually, remold yourself and find something new that's going to again inspire you to write something new. I'm not sure. There's a local band from Lancaster, really big, August Burns Red. That I've never heard them, have an album that's technically the same. There's always something different in their albums, and I think
Mhm.
they've really been able to flip what the metalcore genre really is in today's world, because they've kind of like, I guess you can say, one of the brand people of what metalcore has kind of been, but then you know they take that traditional genre and then put different tools and sounds into their music that not many people are doing. So that's what, as a musician, that's always like intriguing to me, to be like, what's their next album going to be like, and where are they going to go from
Yeah,
here? So
yeah. I think that's. I mean, that's what we all should. That's what I strive for. That's what everyone should strive for. Is trying to like searching for that sound. You always are.
yeah,
If you're gonna, for me, yeah, I mean, I think that's important as a musician, is to like not get stagnant. If you get stagnant, then it kind of loses its value. But if you continue to like push yourself, get uncomfortable, and then go back to to where home is. But I think it's always good to be uncomfortable a little bit, because it pushes you to like to it pushes you to be in a bad situation musically. You'll grow from it. It's kind of how I've seen it always. But
yeah,
it's why I love open mics. But you know,
yeah. And I started in the open mic scene when I tried to start doing solo stuff, because I was so used to being behind as a band person. And I'm like,
yeah,
once I started writing my own stuff, I'm like, crap, I gotta like actually be in front of people. How am I ever gonna do that when I've never even done it by myself?
yeah.
So I started going down to the Burn Lap and Bean. That was my first open mic that I went to.
Oh
uh,
man, yeah,
so I heard they just shut down. So
yeah. I know.
that was very
I just
unfortunate too.
Yeah, Sammy Vile put that up, and that broke me, because I went there a few times. But
Yeah,
it
it was
was
a cool
it
place.
was never my only came a few times, but I heard yeah, I heard
Yeah, it
that
was a
place
little
was
cool.
awesome when it was.
Like you, I've only been there a few times, but the times that I went was really nice. And that was that was one of my first open mics that I went to, and just kind of getting my feet wet into trying to be a solo artist, and then just branching out, getting my confidence, and then I started booking shows as
Hmm.
being an original artist, and that got me into going to the truck and playing on the main stage of the truck, playing on the balcony of the truck, and then
Yeah,
you
that's
know
awesome.
started getting into the cover scene. And because I never thought of myself as playing in a bar restaurant just playing covers all night, but I've grown to actually like it, and it's made me actually a better songwriter, because you're learning these different songs that not only that other people have written, but you're taking you know not necessarily ideas, but how this song was written, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I want to write something similar to this, because I like how the chord changes or progression, and or there's something within that song that you might be inspired to write something like. So it kind of
Hmm.
it definitely heightened my guitar skills and songwriting skills, definitely.
Yeah, no, I feel like you have to like sometimes, through songwriting. I feel like covers are essential to songwriting. Like you get inspired. How you get inspired in life, things that happen in your life you write about, and the song and the music you listen to. I think that's huge. So I agree.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm gonna play a song here, and I just want to also remind everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys are tuning in for the first time tonight, you're watching Table Talk. My name is Anthony Irvin, your host, and we're here tonight with John Taylor. And to answer them for you. And if you like what you guys hear tonight musically, tips are always appreciated, but never expected from anybody. You guys can leave us tips at my PayPal. Me and John will be splitting any tips 50-50 tonight. So any tips that we get tonight, greatly appreciate it. And yeah, so I'm gonna play, since John, he was playing, one that was more of a relationship type song. I'm gonna play something within the same range. This was one of my first songs that I wrote. and this is actually, make sure I got this right. All right. So this song is called Remember, and I put this on my most recent EP that was out back in 2015 called Reality. I got to re-record this in a bigger studio, so hope you guys dig this one. If I can remember how it goes. Oh man. uh, I can now remember how it goes. Oh Jesus.
Pick another one.
I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go with my go-to. Maybe I'll do Remember later. Oh jeez.
That was my biggest
Uh,
fear coming in here. I was like, I
oh
gotta
yeah.
remember the words.
Now I'm gonna be thinking of that while playing this song.
Forget it. Throw it away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this one. I'm just gonna go with Shell, guys. This is off the same EP.
That's awesome.
So break me out from the shell, 'cause I don't think I can do this on my own. Can't control my disquieting thoughts. How does this come from a man with a cheerful heart? I need to please the world before myself, 'cause I'm scared to death of the outcome, fear of what they'll think of me. Slow down and enjoy life. There's no cause for alarm. It's like being at war. Constant battle of frustration on the inside. Is there a method to this madness? And the thoughts that consume my mind. I will find my way. Inner me will soon break away. I will find my way. I aim to please the world before myself, 'cause I'm scared to death of the outcome, fear of what they'll think of me. Slow down and enjoy life. There's no cause for alarm. So break me out from the shell, 'cause I don't think I can do this on my own.
Nice.
You.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I like that little slidey thing you were doing. That was cool.
Thanks. Yeah, man.
And then when you went to the I guess the bridge in the middle part, you started whistling. Like, oh, it's like a whistle like call like middle. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I was listening to a lot of and I still do a lot of City and Color, and
Beautiful, yeah.
those kind of chords, like those open
Yeah.
chords. Like he's like a master at those type of things, and I was really wanted to put a lot of those type of chords into some of those songs. So I think that was kind of something that kind of got a little bit of inspiration for that type of like bridge area, like a city and type, the city and color type of like off bridge type of like you're not going to see it coming type of thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. They're beautiful chords. I love those open chords that have like the high E and like B in them. They're really nice.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. So, you know, since we were talking earlier about having so much time on our hands, have you been writing anything recently during the quarantine of 2020 2021? now
Yeah,
now that we're in 2021 still being quarantined.
the next song I'll play it was in 2020. And recently, because I've been getting some of my pedals fixed. Like I'm getting back this delay pedal. It's a carbon copy MXR,
Yeah,
and it's one of my favorite pedals. And
I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
yeah, I love that pedal. Yeah, um, it's a great one. Um, but I've been writing more of like chord progressions and grooves. I know most songs without lyrics. I just haven't, so me come and go. I have instrumental. I have a lot more instrumental. I have like lyrics for songs. That's
That's
But
like
if I yeah, if I get a good hook or something or a nice little chord progression, I'll record it. But needless to say, I have like double or triple the amount of like grooves or like progressions,
yeah.
vice versa with lyrics. But um, yeah, I just kind of let happen what can happen.
And I was watching a lot of your little small live streams. You usually play a lot of bluesy inspired guitar licks. Is that like something that you're like it's like a go to for you? Like you're more of like a blues inspired guitar style person, or is it kind of just whatever comes to you?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, I'm definitely blues inspired. I mean, I think, you know, the kind of the basis of music is, almost, go
Yeah.
back to music's based off. It's based off of 12 bar blues, and
Hmm.
I always when I first started learning, I just learned by learning songs. I never learned any theory behind it, and then I
Right.
wanted to learn the blues, so I started learning scales and how chords connect with scales. Scales connect with chords, and I learned like I learned what the caged system is. I don't know if you're
Yes.
familiar with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like that's what I base a lot of my soloing off of is, I follow chord shapes on arpeggios and stuff like that. And
That's where
you
I'm
know,
getting at my theory right now is connecting the
yeah.
chord, the arpeggios, and the scales. And
Yep. Yeah.
I was listening to a lot of uh, there's this guy out of Tennessee, Nashville, and I watched one of his videos and it just clicked, and I'm like, wow, it's like he's making it look so easy of like,
Yeah.
okay, if you're playing your chord here, this is your arpeggio over top of the chord. I'm like, how didn't I get this? Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's great when that shit happens, man. It's a
yeah,
freaking trap though, because one thing about the guitar is like you'll never master it, but like,
no,
whew, there's so
lifetime
much to learn
master.
with it, But it's
What does
exciting to do it.
John Mayer say? He's like, it's a couple hours to get the guitar, but it's a lifetime to master or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Or to attempt to. Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah. I think like a very small percentage of P thing, if they haven't, they come pretty damn close to being a master at the guitar.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you got to define definition of master. Is it when you're satisfied? Is it like when you don't have the hunger anymore to like
Yeah,
strive for something more? Like I don't know.
right.
It's a good
Yeah,
question, but everybody I feel like has that in them. It's like those little moments, like you just said, like you're like it just clicked with me. Like having more moments like that and trying to figure out like more about the fretboard and how and what you want to get out of it is like that's what's important to me. So
it's crazy what you can do in 24 frets on 6 strings. How many
Yeah,
different combinations? You would think there's only so many, chord progressions and so many notes you can hit, but look at how many songs have been written over your lifetime on, using not necessarily the same guitar, but all guitars have, the same motto of like, 22, 23, 24 frets, 6 strings. So it's like, eventually something's going to overlap. And then, you always get like, oh, well, this song sounds like that. Well,
yeah,
yeah, eventually you're going to get songs that are going to sound the same. But, it's
yeah,
it's more the fact that you get this chord and that chord that are going to mix up. And, that's just music for you.
yeah. I mean, essentially, there's only right so many chords. So, and how the songs are going to sound the same, but how they differ is lyrics, groove, tempo, maybe how many people are in the band, and yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the cool part about it is there is only so many chords, and how people express those chords differently and create songs with them is really like what is freaking awesome. you know,
My buddy
it's
Dave is in the chat. He says, I only know 3 chords. David Earl experience, I know he knows more than 3 chords. Thanks for tuning in, Dave. I really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Dave was on the show a couple weeks back. I think it was on episode 10. So you guys can check that out with me and David Earl. So that was a really fun time. Hope to have him back, soon. So John, moving along. So I think our connection was just getting in. Yeah, John, how about we get you to do another song for us, if you can? Uh, our,
I'll meet
our
you soon, bro.
yeah, sorry, our connection's a little bad. Sorry, guys. Are you there, John? Ah.
Is anybody?
All right. Uh, Sorry, guys. Yeah, let me try to get to another Wi-Fi. Hopefully, it doesn't. Uh,
Anything any better or no? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm here, but uh Hello.
Didn't even notice my mic was not even muted. So sorry, guys. I had a little bit of connection issues there. But while John's getting his connection back, I want to quickly go over that if you guys been tuning in, you guys been seeing the Table Talk T-shirt I've been wearing, and that is because after the stream tonight, I'm going to be starting a Patreon page, and where you guys can get some cool exclusive content, and it's going to be available that you guys can be able to get these yourself an actual Table Talk t-shirt if you are one of the first 10 people to become a Patreon on my Patreon page, and it's going to be launching right after this, and I will be posting the link on my Facebook page, and I'll post it on this stream after it goes off the air, so that if people are still going through the stream, I'll be able to give them the link as well. There's some really cool ways that you guys can be involved in the show, become part of the private Patreon community. There is areas where you can be able to get some exclusive uh, content on the fact of being able to talk with me and the guest prior to the show during the week. And there's also a Song of the Month tier that is where I'm going to be doing a personal song with the guest of one of the either guests of that month or a guest from one of the past episodes. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully having some of you come on and become a Patreon, and also it's in the starting views of becoming a page. So if you guys have any tiers that you would like to see, definitely give me some ideas, and I will definitely work on trying to put those tiers into uh an actual workload of being able to have some more tiers for you guys. And if you guys have anything that you would want to improve or want to see within those tiers, I can try to edit and kind of make those tiers even more better for you guys. So the link is actually going to be patreon.com slash table dash talk. So make sure you guys visit that after the show, and it's going to be an awesome time. So John is trying to get back into the stream right now. So I think while I do that, I'm going to try to do a song for you guys. And if he does hop back in, I'll put him back in. Here he actually is right now. Let's tune back into him. All right, John. Mm. All right, looks like we're still having some trouble with that. So he is frozen right now on the screen. So sorry about that, guys. I'll try to keep him in here and see what happens there. But nonetheless, I am going to keep him on the stream, and I'm going to play another song for you guys. Unless John comes in here and he starts, you know, getting in here.
Or no?
All right, I'm starting to hear you a little bit more, John. Are you there, John? Mm. All right, yeah. Sorry. So I'm gonna let you, John. I'm gonna let you try to deal with your connection thing. I'm gonna play a song, and then hopefully we
Hey,
can get you back in.
hey.
You're starting to come through. You're still a little laggy though. All right, I'm gonna get this song going. So this is the song I was going to play earlier. This is called Remember. John?
Hey.
You there? I think we're getting back. Slowly but surely. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to. Starting to hear you a little bit more, John. Sorry. All right. So I just let him know I'm going to do this song, and then we're going to get uh, back into this, and hopefully we can get John back in and before we wrap things up, guys. So sorry about the little technical difficulty, but so we're going to do this one real quick. What do you say we come back home and start all over? 'Cause it seems like yesterday we had it all figured out, but now you're gone and you're not coming back. Days have passed, months have gone by since the first time I seen your face. Never thought love like this could fade. The summer breeze and the memories of us together, bittersweet. I never thought that this is how things could be. 'Cause that was then, and this is now, and I can see that we're going down. We're going down, so please remember me for the man that I've become. I know we've gone our separate ways, and things were left unsaid. Since now you've gone away and left me in misery. Though there's not much left to say, trust me, you're not alone. You're not alone now. The pictures I kept were just not enough. They keep my mind at ease through these times, desperate needs. You now more than ever, 'cause I can't go on like this forever. 'Cause that was then, this is now, and I can see that we're going down. We're going down, so please remember me for the man that I've become. I know there's not much left to say, things were left unsaid. Since now you've gone away and left me in misery. I know there's not much left to say, trust me, you're not alone. You're not alone now. The things I do to see you smile again, I give my everything, I give my all. Please remember me for the man that I've become. I know there's not were left unsaid. Since now you've gone away and left me in misery. I know there's not much left to say. Trust me, you're not alone. You're not alone now. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you. That was a song called Remember. John is still having some issues. So, unfortunately, we might have to call this a night for John, but I'm going to tell you guys to make sure to follow John on Facebook at facebook.com/John Taylor 44. I'll keep that up for a minute. And also, if you guys are within the Delco area and if you have yet to participate in the Delco Quarantine Open Mic, please make sure to support the group. Go there, join the community. And if you are a musician, feel free to tune in on Wednesdays. They've just started bringing in a new open mic night. So I'm looking forward to hopefully being on there on a coming Wednesday very very soon. They're doing a lot of different things on the page and there's a lot of different things going on there. So I'm just looking at John right here. It looks like he had a Wi-Fi thing. But yeah, it looks like he had some technical difficulties and his Wi-Fi ran out. But again, I want to thank John for being on here. Hopefully, we'll get him back next time and be able to chat a little bit more. And sorry about the hiccups tonight, guys. And also, I hope you guys take advantage of the Patreon page. I'll be putting a link right at the end of this stream. Once the stream is done, I'll put the link in the comment section for you guys to check it out. Please definitely check it out and have some fun with it. I hope to see you on the Patreon page very soon. And this has been episode 13 of Table Talk. I will be back in 2 weeks with my next special guest for episode 14. Please stay tuned for that guest. I will be announcing him within the next week or so. It's going to be a very fun time. I hope you guys had a great night, and thank you for being here for the first episode of 2021. It's going to be an awesome year, and I will see you guys very soon. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.